Welcome Star Wars gamers to a brand new video. Today I bring some bad news. If you are a fan or player of Star Wars Commander, it's closing down on June the 12th. This news has kind of come out of the blue for many players. I know the game has had population issues recently, and I have just downloaded the game again myself to get myself back into it to make some more videos. But that isn't going to be the case now because obviously the game is being closed down. So as of now, as of today, you cannot download the game anymore. It's been removed from the app stores. If you still have the game on your devices, you can still obviously play the game, and they plan to have some in-game events. But look at the news release that came out today, yesterday, or 22 hours ago. So Star Wars Commander, a bit of a backstory, was launched in 2014. On mobile devices. It was meant to be an RTS game where you played as rebels or the Empire, build your base, attack bases, etc, etc. But like with all of these games over the last couple of years, the pay-to-win model is boring players. Then studios aren't getting this idea yet that players are sick to the back teeth of pay-to-win mechanics. Because if you can't really afford to spend the money, but you have the time to play the game, you just want to play. But you can't do that because your opponents are always stronger than you. Therefore, you lose interest. Therefore, you uninstall the game. And the same is true for a lot of these games nowadays because the matchmaking is just so bad. And then what they do is rather than fixing the problems or making it a bit more user-friendly for players who haven't got much money, they then introduce another level or layer of pay-to-win mechanics like data mines and units and all these kind of nonsense we saw in Force Arena that makes players just leave. And that's exactly what it seems to be happening here. Now, the game was only taken over last year in January by Natural Motion Games, once Zynga, who own Natural Motion, struck a deal with Disney to release a new Star Wars shooter game on mobile. There's no news about that game yet either, but keep staying tuned in case that day will come soon. But let's look at the news release here. So this is on pocketgamer.com. There's also been an announcement on their official website, which I'll come to shortly. But it basically just says Star Wars Commander removed from stores ahead of its closure on June 12. Zynga has today announced the upcoming closure of its licensed strategy game Star Wars Commander. The news arrived as a shock to the game's community, appearing in-game and listing June 12th as the close down date. All in-app purchases have now been suspended. Zynga say, "We didn't come to this decision lightly. We love this game as much as you. It's been an honour to have it to be part of this community, and thank you for playing," says Zynga's in-game message. What a load of crap, but we'll come to that in a minute. A concerned player had previously pointed out to me, this is obviously the news reporter here, that the game's weekly conflicts and events had stalled and that communication between players and Zynga had died down in recent times. Now, that is something we've all seen in Force Arena. A communications disruption can only mean one thing: shutting down. Nevertheless, it appears the game's long-time fans didn't expect this worst-case scenario to come true. It's always sad to see a community, regardless of its size, lose a game they're so clearly passionate about. Shocked by the suddenness of today's announcement, fans have already started spreading the hashtag Save Star Wars Commander on Zynga's official Facebook page. Late last year, Sensor Tower reported that Star Wars mobile games shot past $1 billion in lifetime revenue. EA's Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes topped the list with $924 million in revenue. Star Wars Commander was actually the second highest grossing title. Bearing in mind, there's only really a couple of 3 games on the market right now in the mobile space, bringing in $93 million. Still, it's plain to see the numbers are pale in comparison to those achieving Galaxy of Heroes. The thing about Commander and its numbers, that's since 2014. The game's been out for a very long time, and it's not a good game to play. It's flawed, as we've all seen in the mechanics. It can be fun to dip in, dip out, but when they keep adding the layers of complexity to the game, players leave. And I think that Galaxy of Heroes is in for a run too, because I know players are up in arms about their changes too, with his new data systems have added in and another layer of pay to win. Anyway, with only 3 months remaining before its closure, I would have suggested that you head to your respective mobile store and give Star Wars Commander a shot, but it appears to have already been removed from both App Store and Google Play. The closure announcement says that more info will arrive in time, so the story is likely to be updated with further info as soon as it arrives. I'll keep my eyes open because there's a good chance that they may announce a new Star Wars game. They'll have to give fans something, but if you're playing an RTS game on mobile, you're not really going to be wanting a Star Wars shooter game. Maybe you will, it depends how it's going to shape up that particular game. But, you know, we'll come to that later on. So let's jump into the announcement now on the official page. It says here, greetings, Commanders. We have come to the decision to shut down Star Wars Commander on June 12, 2020. As of March 13, Friday the 13th, all in-game purchases have been suspended. Star Wars Commander will remain playable until 11 AM GMT on June 12. We will not be providing refunds. However, any remaining credits will of course be available to use until June 12th. Why would you... Anyway, we are also still announcing in-game changes to make the rest of the time with the game extra special for our players. So I imagine I'll be unlocking everything, so players can unlock all the latest, upgrade everything, I imagine. So those who haven't spent much money in the game can experience the high-level nonsense that they've got in the game. Lastly, we would like to say a huge thank you to all players for their continued support of this game. The community behind Star Wars Commander has made it an extraordinary experience for everyone involved. So, if you have purchased diamonds and crystals in the game, and recently as well, and I'm talking within the last month or 30 days period, you can apply to your App Store, to Apple or Google, and demand a refund. So I suggest you do that today. And they have to, under their own rules, issue that refund because the game is closing down. So Zynga, although Zynga said they will not be issuing refunds, Google and Apple will have to issue refunds and then get their money back from these guys, because it's unfair. And for those of you who experienced the same problem with Force Arena, most of you did apply for refunds, and those of you I know did manage to get that money back. So it's a process that they're familiar with. It's a process you're going to be doing, because this has come out of the blue. Let's face it. If you purchased money yesterday on this game, bought some things, and then suddenly you get this announcement, that is not fair. And to give you the luxury, in their opinion, of playing it until June the 12th, to waste your credits on stuff in the game, what's the point? The game's going to be closed down. There's nothing to play. Sadness, really. But there you go. That is it. Star Wars Commander is another Star Wars title that's biting the dust. 2020 has not been a good year for Star Wars. Let's get that clear. We've got lots of games in development, lots of talk, lots of games being cancelled left, right and centre, and another Star Wars mobile game being closed down. And right now, there's no news on the Zynga Star Wars game. There's no news on Star Wars Rise to Power. The only game we've got coming up right now is Lego Star Wars Battles. And that game, well, we'll talk about that later in another video. But anyway, there you go. Sadness for those of you who play Star Wars Commander. Let me know your comments below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and views on this. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.